Mr. Mauricio Herrera, thank you very much for returning to theboxingbar.com, man, and welcome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me again.
You got a big fight coming up tomorrow on ESPN. It's going to be a day short of their Friday night fights. You're going to be fighting a real tough South Korean, Ji-hoon Volcano Kim. What do you think about this fight? How is this fight important or different from any other fight you could be having at the moment?
Well, this is a real important fight with Ji-hoon Kim. I mean, he's a tough opponent. He's been on ESPN a couple times. I've been watching him. You know, he's one of my favorites to watch, along with Ruslan Provodnikov and him both. And I think it's a perfect style for me. It's gonna, I think, make me shine, make a lot of stuff that I do that I didn't get to see the last two fights of mine are gonna shine with Ji-hoon Kim, because he brings a good fighting style. He's not awkward or anything like that, but he's a very tough guy. But I think it's perfect. It's matched up perfect with my style and his to make me come out and look good. And it's a very important fight. I have to win to get back on the winning streak, get back in the big picture again, and get the buzz going again. And I'm excited for this fight.
And have you seen tapes of this guy? Have you studied him a little bit? How do you make your game plan from just watching him or knowing of him? Do you have something to lay back on to, know what you got up in front of you for tomorrow night?
Yeah, I've been watching him for a while now. I never thought I was gonna fight him, being that he was in a lower weight class. But yeah, I've been watching him real good. I think I'm not gonna go in there with any game plans. I'm kind of done with that. I mean, the last two fights, I've been going in aggressive, being told be more aggressive, sit down in your punches. We need to execute a certain game plan for these fighters, and it was almost like getting to my head too much, and I think it didn't turn out as good for the last two fights. And I say to myself, why not just beat them or go in with my normal style, my basic style, when I used to move my head, used to box, like you see me fight with Provodnikov and other past fighters. I'm more of a boxer. I move around, but I still give a great show. I don't run. I stay in there. I don't get hit as much. And that's what I'm going to go in, just with my natural self, went back to my basic self. And I think that's going to work in that by itself with a fighter like Kim.
And it's funny how you answer like that. You say how you would go back to your basic selves. I think how you fight, man, it's like walking through a door where you go through a time warp, where you go back into time, man. You just have this old school feel to you, this old school, way of fighting for some reason, where you just stay in there and you could take everything and you can give everything right back, and you don't stop for nothing, man. And you have too much heart, too much will. And, sometimes that's good and with certain fighters, and sometimes that's bad with certain fighters. But you just have that old school mentality, you have that old school look to you, and you have that old school skill to you. How are you going to apply this to this particular fight tomorrow night?
Well, and then I went back to how I always trained. When I started rising up to the top a little bit, I just started changing things for no reason. Maybe I feel or my camp feels. The more you step up, you have to start doing different things. And in a way, that kind of hurt me. So just trying different workouts and exercise, doing different things. And I don't know for what reason. I tried it, but somehow it wasn't for me. I should have just stuck and just kept going the way I was going. And that's what I've done. I've gone back to throwing more jabs, a faster jab. I think that's what makes it more of a feel like the old fighters, because they use the jab all the time, and nobody uses the jab anymore. And that's one thing that I was always drilled in with my first trainer, Rudy Garavito, was always the jab, and moving my head a lot, side to side. And I think that's what I used to do in the past, and that's what I'm going to bring back, and feel comfortable like that, and working the jab, boxing, I'm staying in the pocket and not getting hit. Being a smart technician, I look up a lot to like a James Toney type fighter. Like he has a little bit of everything. That's who I try to mimic and try to be like. And hopefully it all comes together, on Thursday.
And the jab sets up everything for every move and every combination, and it's pretty much the base and the foundation of anybody's game plan in a fight. You've had so much experience. I mean, you're only 21 fights in, and you've had all these guys like Mighty Mike Anchondo, Efren Hinojosa, Ruslan Provodnikov, Mike Dallas Jr., and Alvarado, and of course Kareem Mayfield. I mean, all that within 21 fights. Not many people can do that. And like I said, like I mentioned that phrase, old school. You're that, man. And, you bring out the best in all these guys no matter what. Like we talked about in that fight after Alvarado, where you were taking all his best shots, and he kept looking out at the crowd or at his people or whatever. Like,
Oh
I
yeah.
just can't knock this guy out, man. No matter what I do, I'm throwing the kitchen sink in here. I can't knock him out. And, I mean, you brought out his frustrations, and I'm sure you could do that in anybody. How is this experience, all this experience that you've had with all these top fighters, how is that going to work to your advantage tomorrow night?
Well, it's true. I mean, it all happened pretty quick. I mean, I got thrown in there with the Lions from the very beginning, and I actually asked for it. It was when my trainer, my manager told him, I'm not fighting these guys with 20 losses, 30. I don't care. Just put me the toughest guys there. I know I'm ready. I started late, and I felt I had the skill to get in there with the top guys. I knew I had to learn and get in there quick. I was a little late and turned late pro, so got in there quick, and it worked out. I mean, it got me to get a lot of experience really fast. And with Ji-Hoo Kim, I mean, all these guys that I fought, not once have I ever been dazed or knocked down in any of the fights, and that shows a lot. I got a good chin. I've never been hurt, and that's all gonna go in with Ji-Hoo Kim. It's not gonna be no different. I feel I almost seen everything now. Up to Alvarado's pressure to Mike Dallas' speed, you could say from Ruslan's power, hard hitting power, to Mayfield's awkwardness. I mean, I think I tasted a little bit of everything, and Ji-Hoo Kim, I think, will be no different, and it just made me remember those fights and know what I had to do different, and that's what's going to happen now on Thursday. I mean, you're gonna see counter punching, you're gonna see me jabbing, moving my head, giving them angles, fighting off the ropes like I like doing, and it's gonna be a crowd pleasing fight, and it's exactly what I'm gonna do without running.
The stupidest questions I ever thought that people ask is when media ask, "What's your game plan for this fight?" Well, you never know. You never know if the person's going to come at you, straight ahead, if they're going to be outbox you. Another stupid question is, to look past your opponent and what's next after your opponent. You should concentrate 100% on your particular opponent. When you fought Ruslan, you got that victory over him, but you just saw what happened on his last fight against Bradley, and a lot of people like me, I was there in attendance, and I thought Ruslan pulled it off and should have got the victory, and you got a victory over him. How was that motivation to you? How was that going to help you, in this fight? How was that experience going to help you? Because a lot of people think, hey, you know what, you're just in there as a punching bag. You could take a punch, but can you get back to win the points in a fight? A lot of people, that's their question on you, Mauricio, and how do you answer that?
Yeah, I got to stand out a little more. I mean, I can't take too many punches, especially with Ruslan. I learned a lot from that fight. I mean, that was me on the boxer. I throw a lot of punches, and I think Teddy Atlas said one day, because I don't have so much power, I'm going to be in a lot of close fights. So what I have to do, I think, is just throw more punches, land more punches, and not get hit as much with like I've been doing the last couple of fights, and stand out a little more like that. And I think that'll work out for me, and I think just doing that alone will set me apart. I mean, even Ruslan Provodnikov, I think from that fight boosted me up, gave me a lot of confidence, because I was thought, I want to see how he does, and with the high level fighter, and it showed because I mean, a lot of people didn't believe me, but I told, hey, Provodnikov is probably the hardest hitter out there. I said, I just can't wait for you guys to see him, or he gets a chance. Get his break and fight somebody. You guys know how tough he is. And Bradley, you saw it with Bradley. I mean, he had him hurt the whole fight because he does hit that hard. But I think it's just that fight even helped me, because nobody that didn't know, people who didn't know me or forgot about me, saw Provodnikov and saw, oh, well, who's Mauricio? Oh, well, he's the guy to beat Ruslan. Oh, okay. Then they start. Now they now they see me, they see that, so they kind of go, oh, okay, I know what he is now. I can kind of see what he got, and they'll follow me or get attached to me in that way. So that helped me. It helped me in a lot of ways, especially the confidence booster.
And so many people that I see from all the blogs that I have on my page here on Facebook or whatever, a lot of people that they love Friday Night Fights, ESPN Friday Night Fights. They always post on it or whatever. It's going to come a day early. it's going to happen tomorrow. If you were to have what I call the three big F's, your friends, your fans, your family, listening to you right now and talk about this fight, how would you throw that out there to them to watch tomorrow night?
Oh, they can't miss this fight. It's on a Thursday. It's a special Thursday, and for a reason, because it's going to be a special fight. I'm going to come out there blazing with technique, head movement. You can see slickness. You're going to see a lot of counter punching, and it's going to be a beautiful fight, an artistic fight. Gio Kim is going to come. He's going to bring it, and so am I. I can take a punch. I'm an exciting fighter. He's an exciting fighter, and man, grab your drinks and be ready because it's going to be an exciting fight. Like Teddy Ali says, call up your friends, call up anybody, and let them know this is going to be a real boxing match, a real fight for everybody to enjoy.
And a shout out to the people that pay you, man.
A shout out to everybody, everybody who's my sponsors, everybody who's out there who's going to go and watch it on TV, friends, family, all the support. Thank all you guys.
And I know one of your sponsors, Bobby Sanchez, who I know really good from BoxerSponsors.com, that sponsor you, man. Go ahead and throw a shout out to him.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Bobby Sanchez, my sponsor, all of them, the BoxerSponsors.com. Doing a great job, and hope to see them out there. So, everybody, thank you for everything.
Mauricio, man, hope you come on after the fight. Let us know how that went, and, tell us the experience and all that stuff. And good luck to you for tomorrow night, man.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for the interview.